You are about to see roads that should not exist, places where the ground beneath your tires is not a guarantee. It is a warning. Most people drive to work, to school, to the grocery store. But right now, on this planet, there are drivers gripping their steering wheels so hard their knuckles have gone white, staring down cliffs that have no bottom, in temperatures that can kill a man in minutes, on paths so narrow that one small mistake could have serious consequences. This is not a movie. This is not a simulation. These roads are real, they are open right now, and people are traveling them today. Welcome to Strategic Dynamics Edge. If you have never seen this channel before, now is the time to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because we cover the kind of content that most channels are too afraid to touch. Drop a comment right now telling us which continent you think has the most dangerous roads on Earth. We will prove you right or wrong before this video ends, and if you find yourself gripping your chair by the 3-minute mark, share this video with someone you want to terrify. Before we go any further, a quick but important note. The roads you are about to see are documented. Real locations. We are presenting them for educational and informational purposes only. Traveling any of these routes carries serious, life-threatening risk. Always research local conditions, obey all traffic laws, and consult professional guides before attempting any challenging road anywhere in the world. We are not encouraging anyone to seek out danger. We are simply showing you that the world is far more extreme than most people ever realize. Now, let us begin. High in the mountains of northern India, where the air grows thin and the rock grows unforgiving, sits a pass that has earned a reputation darker than its altitude. Zoji connects the green, peaceful valley of Srinagar to the harsh desert terrain beyond. And the moment you cross the 3,500-meter mark, the landscape changes completely. What was lush and calm becomes barren and brutal. The road itself is barely a shelf of dirt carved into a vertical cliff. It is so narrow that large trucks have to calculate every single inch of their movement just to stay on course. There are no guardrails. There is no safety net. One wrong calculation and the consequences can be catastrophic. The Indian government approved a tunnel project in 2018 to eventually make this crossing safer, but until that tunnel is complete, Zoji remains suspended up in the clouds, waiting. Moving deeper into Asia, there is a village in China that the outside world almost never reached, until a group of determined locals did something extraordinary. Instead of building a road around the mountain, they carved directly through it, by hand, over several years. The result is the Guoliang Tunnel, 1.2 kilometers long, barely 4 meters wide, with more than 30 windows cut into the cliff face that were originally meant just to throw rubble out. Today, those windows let in a ghostly, flickering light as your car crawls upward through solid rock. The tunnel walls shift from straight to jagged without warning. Traffic moves one way only because two cars simply cannot pass each other. And yet every year people make this journey, some out of necessity, some out of sheer disbelief that something like this exists. Across the Pacific, in the frozen north of Alaska, a road stretches for exactly 666 kilometers through some of the most isolated wilderness on the planet. The Dalton Highway connects the oil fields of Prudhoe Bay to the distant city of Fairbanks, and it does not care about you. It does not care about your vehicle, your plans, or your safety. There are no hospitals along this route, no shops. Cell service disappears within the first hour. What you do have is a constant parade of massive, heavy-duty trucks thundering past at speed, sending gravel flying like bullets at your windshield. Snow and freezing conditions can occur even during warmer months. Avalanches bury sections of the road without warning and strand drivers in temperatures that are genuinely life-threatening. To survive the Dalton, you do not just drive it. You prepare for it like a military operation, with extra fuel, spare tires, emergency gear, and a CB radio to communicate with the truck drivers who own this road. Halfway around the world, off the coast of France, there is a road that does not play by any rule you have ever been taught about driving. The Passage du Gois is a 4.2-kilometer causeway connecting the mainland to the island of Noirmoutier, and it is completely underwater for most of the day. Twice every 24 hours, the tide pulls back and gives drivers a window of roughly 3 hours to cross. Miss that window, and your vehicle can quickly become trapped by the incoming tide. The name itself, in the local dialect, means something close to waiting until your shoes get wet. Signs at both ends of the road post the tide schedule. Ignore those signs, and the ocean will make the decision for you. South America holds what is perhaps the most famous name in the entire world of dangerous roads. Yungas Road in Bolivia, known globally as the Death Road, was built in the 1930s to connect the capital, La Paz, to the edge of the Amazon rainforest. It drops nearly 3,500 meters in elevation over 64 kilometers. On one side of the dirt path is a sheer cliff rising above you. On the other is a 600-meter drop into the jungle below. There are 0 guardrails along the entire route. Dense fog rolls in without warning. Landslides close sections with no notice. Historically, it was reported to have claimed hundreds of lives over the years before a newer highway reduced traffic on the old route. Today, Yungas Road has been transformed into a destination for extreme mountain bikers who ride full speed along its edge. An act of courage or madness, depending on how you look at it. In the far north of Vietnam, nature has created something so beautiful, it functions as a trap. Ma Pi Leng Pass winds for 20 kilometers through the Hà Giang province at an altitude of 1,200 meters, connecting 2 remote districts through terrain that looks like it was designed by an artist with no respect for human safety. On one side, jagged limestone peaks slice straight into the sky. On the other, a sheer drop down to the Emerald No Quay River below. The road is paved, which sounds reassuring, until you realize that many sections are barely wide enough for 2 cars to pass each other, and blind hairpin turns appear constantly. Every season brings a different kind of beauty here. Peach blossoms in spring, golden rice terraces in autumn, buckwheat flower fields as the year ends. Ma Pi Leng looks like a painting. It drives like a serious challenge. In Chile, the Andes produce a mountain pass so extreme it looks like something from a fever dream. Los Caracoles, which translates as the snails, features 29 consecutive hairpin turns stacked on top of each other up a sheer rock face, each one tighter than the last, most of them without any guardrail between you and a vertical drop into the canyon below. This is not a scenic byway. It is a working international freight route, and massive semi-trucks loaded with shipping containers use it every single day. Watching one of those steel giants negotiate a hairpin turn with centimeters to spare on each side is the kind of thing that rewires your understanding of what a road is supposed to be. In winter, the pass ice is over completely, and altitude sickness adds confusion and slowed reaction time to an already extremely demanding situation. Pakistan holds one of the most historically significant and challenging roads in existence. The Karakoram Highway stretches 1,290 kilometers, crosses 3 of the world's most geologically active mountain ranges, and reaches an altitude of nearly 4,700 meters at its highest point. It took 20 years to build, and the construction came at an enormous human cost, with workers lost to rock slides and falls throughout its 2-decade construction period. Today, the highway is still being tested by the mountains. Flash floods triggered by monsoon rains or melting glaciers regularly damage sections of road and trap travelers for extended periods. Many stretches barely fit a single vehicle, with no protection on the outer edge above deep gorges. In New Zealand, near the tourist city of Queenstown, a road carved directly into a vertical cliff face serves as the only access to Skipper's Canyon. At its narrowest, the gravel road squeezes down to 3 meters wide. No guardrails, no barriers, nothing between your tires and the raging river far below. If you meet an oncoming vehicle, one of you has to reverse for kilometers along the edge of the cliff to find a place wide enough to pass. The scenery is stunning. The driving requires a level of concentration and composure that most people simply have never been asked to produce. In Nepal, Pakistan, Greece, Norway, and Namibia, similar stories repeat. Paths carved out of necessity, tested by weather, indifferent to the people who use them. Each one a reminder that for all of our technology and engineering, there are places on this planet where the mountain still makes the rules. Here is the truth that sits beneath all of this. Every road you just saw is still in use right now. Real people today are driving them, some because they have no other choice, and some because they understand something that most of us have forgotten. The world is enormous, and it is not domesticated. It is not waiting for you to be comfortable. And the line between witnessing something extraordinary and facing life-threatening danger is sometimes no wider than a single careless second. If this video kept you watching, and we think it did, then do us one favor. Share it with someone who thinks they have seen everything. Drop a comment below telling us which road scared you the most. Like the video so more people can find it. And subscribe to Strategic Dynamics Edge because the roads we have not shown you yet are worse. We will see you in the next one.